And here I thought I was going to spend the entire video raving about the Indianapolis Colts. A lot can happen in one off season, folks. And that's why you wait to do these until the last minute. On a side note for that, I don't know, YouTube hasn't really yelled at me yet, but I'm alternating songs for intros because I like them both. So, if you have a problem with that, if you got a preference, comments, Twitter, I'm much more active on Twitter now, so feel free to do that if that makes you happy. Whatever. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2019 NFL season for the Week 1 predictions. I'm your host, CRP of the TBCC. I say TBCC as it's a giant group, but it's not even a group, it's just me. So, don't ask me. And this is my 4th year, almost said 5th, I don't know why I was thinking 5th. This is my 4th year doing this, so now we will have officially covered every team playing against every team at least once. So, yay, that means next to nothing, but that'll mean that at least all the Super Bowl logos will have appeared in my video thumbnails one way or another. So, check mark box thing, whatever. A lot's going on, we're gonna break this down as much as we can, but I have a goal. My goal is to stop making these videos 20 minutes long. Now, some of you like hour-long videos like our boy Justin does, or some of you like the 5-minute videos that the other progs do, but no, I want to make a goal where I'm shooting for that 10-minute mark. That's my goal. At 15, I'll budge maybe a little bit, but I want to really try to keep this away from that 20-minute mark. That is my goal, and we're going to do that. So instead of describing certain games to you, I'm just going to be upfront and up honest. For this year, I'm going to be doing highest scoring, lowest scoring, and most headlines. Pretty much I'll just say why I think this game will be the highest scoring, why this game will be the lowest, and will give us the most headlines. It doesn't necessarily mean this is the most headline game going into the week. It'll just be we'll learn the most about both teams and potentially about other teams from this one singular game. This is harkening back to my first season I did this. I think I did biggest blowout, closest game, and something else I don't remember off the top of my head. But this year I want to make it simple, and I also want to get into fantasy football stuff because I got 2 things, and we also want to keep in touch with the pick'ems and the survival pools from other people. I don't think I'll be doing that as much, but every now and then I'll keep you updated. Every other video maybe, we'll see. And maybe Booger Baby behind us will give us her input as well. She didn't really care that much about football last year, but this year she's going to be a little more into it. Maybe. I hope. That's my goal. So I'm going to silence myself. Thank you all for joining. I'm going to give you a little, storytelling, why not? NFL, we are on the glorious 100th season of it. What was the first season like? A bunch of teams, only 2 of them are currently not now existing in today's day. But back then, they were known as the Chicago Cardinals and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, Decatur Stanleys, something like that. Staleys, not Stanleys, there's no N. But the Stallions are now the Chicago Bears, and the Chicago Cardinals are now the Arizona Cardinals. So those are the 2 oldest franchises. But in good old 1920, no one really cared. No one really did standings or anything because it was just kind of nonchalant. There was other leagues previous to it, but they were just meh. So, after the season was over, the unofficial champions became the Akron Pros with an 8-0-3 record. And I say unofficially is because at that time, from the 10 seconds of research I did prior to making this video, it was pretty much all the team captains, or all the team owners or whatever, sat on the table and are like, who do we think deserves to be called the champions? And they pretty much gave the vote to the Akron Pros because they did not lose a game. Granted, they tied 3, but they did not lose. And the Stallions and the Buffalo All-Americans at the time were like, no, we should win it because the Stallions had 10 wins and the All-Americans had 9 wins compared to Akron's 8. It's weird. They didn't play no one played the same amount of games. In fact, there's only one team that played one game and lost. But it can be argued either way. Akron Pros definitely, I mean, you can say they didn't lose, so I guess they were good. But you can also look at, like, points for and points allowed. They didn't score a lot of points, but they only gave up 1 touchdown. Granted, back then, it's not much, because if you look at every loser of the game, chances are they only dropped 0 points. Because, pull up the 1920 APFA season, because that's what it was called. It was the American Professional Football Association in 1920, before joining it in 1922, the NFL. But look at it. I'm not going to do the math for you, but I'm pretty sure over 90% of the games, the losing team didn't score a single point. Because some teams were just... And most of the ties, because there are a lot of ties, they're 0-0 ties. But hey, what can you do? Anywho, the Akron Pros ended up winning the first championship, kicking off the glorious future of what we now know is the NFL. But unfortunately for them, finances and struggles happened to the point where the team was disbanded ultimately in 1927. But nonetheless, who would have thought 100 years later, here we are now with 32 teams, all on a consistent 16-game schedule that should stay 16 games. Should. And many all-stars, icons, and Hall of Famers have graced the gridiron at one point in time or another. And now here we are at the 100th season. Who will be deemed the champion for the NFL's Centaurial, I don't think that's the right word, but anyway, Centaurial mark. Feel free to correct any words or grammar or make fun of the minor lisp I had, because I'm just reading off the computer. And by my side, of course, will always be Julio and my boy Kid, until I end up putting them away for whatever reason, because that kind of happens in this house. Nothing's consistent. Almost like about a fourth of the football teams that will probably be playing this season. None of them are consistent. But that's the joy of it all, folks. The joy of it all. Whew. Let's begin. I'm just going to keep it simple. Highest scoring, lowest scoring. Ta-da. Most headline. Highest scoring game, in my mind, will definitely be the Monday Nighter of Houston traveling to NOLA. Because NOLA, more or less, their defense, it's there now. It's more present than it has been in the previous years, but it's still not top tier or whatever. They give up points every now and then. And Houston, Watson finally stayed healthy for a full season. Wasn't as prolific, one would say, compared to his rookie year, where he was... Well, his rookie year he threw 19 touchdowns in 6 or 7 games, and then this following year he only ended it with like 26, I believe. So it wasn't as prolific, but he was a mark of... Well, I don't know where I'm going with this, but he was a overall good quarterback nonetheless, and helped his team to win the division and secure themselves a playoff spot. Ultimately losing to Indy, because Houston is in the playoffs as usual, and that's also Watson's first playoff game. Granted, the Houston and Indy split 1-1, but Houston beat Indy in Indianapolis because Indy made a questionable play on a 4th down, so it gave Houston an easy field goal. And then Indy beat Houston in Houston, and yeah, playoffs, yada yada yada. But I believe that's going to be the most high-scoring game because both defenses are kind of lower echelon. They're good, they definitely have good players, but are lower echelon. And both offenses are prolific. Now, the loss of Lamar Miller could hurt Houston maybe a game or two. I mean, I've done all these predictions where I think the season's going to go. I think with luck gone, the freaking AFC South's up for grabs. Anyone can win it. I wouldn't be surprised. Heck, you might only need a 9-7 record to win it. But before Andrew Luck choosing to retire, I had I had the other 3 teams finishing below 500. But now with Luck gone, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, that one I believe will be the higher scoring game. Lowest scoring game. This might surprise a couple of you. but I'm going to go with it anyway. I'm going to go with the Falcons at Vikings being the lowest scored game. Solely based on Atlanta likes to struggle in season openers, and the Vikings like to struggle against good teams because Kirk Cousins is that guy, and Atlanta is a good team. I don't know how far they'll go, but I think they're a really good team and probably are destined for a wild card spot, and would not be entirely surprised if they took the division. I would not be that surprised. Simple as that. And the most headline game, I think this one will be an obvious to most, is Tennessee and Cleveland. Alright, Tennessee. The Colts are gone and Andrew Luck's gone. He went, 11-0 against you guys? Or something like that. So, he's gone now. You should be able, there's nothing that should stop you. Tennessee finished at 9-7 all 3 years, despite 2 of those years having to lose both games to Andrew Luck. But now the field's open. Granted, they have to play the NFC South, which will kill them. Which will kill a lot of teams in that division, probably. This division's open for them. And it is a prove-it year for Mariota. I still think he's a good quarterback, but that's my Oregonian bias showing. It's now time for Mariota to prove that he is that guy. And they gave him some weapons. They ain't great weapons, but they're weapons. Have at it. Your defense is one of the better ones. Not perfect, but one of the better ones. And then Cleveland. Oh, the hype surrounding the Cleveland Browns, folks. The hype. Woo. With Baker Mayfield now in his second year, new head coach who seems to get along with Baker. Baker looking like the all-star, Pro Bowler, good quarterback, yada yada. And now they gave him Odell to partner with Jarvis, 2 best friends, now on the same team, with high aspirations and a defense that has a lot of big-name players. But will they perform? Could they start off slow but end strong? Could it be a dumpster fire before you know it, and Baker or Freddie Kitchens are out at the end of the season? We don't know. So this game will tell us a lot about both these teams, who could be destined for playoff runs. They have a legitimate shot with how empty the AFC usually is year in and year out. New England went to 3 straight and still up and down about them. But hey, who's willing to make the plays needed to get as far as they need to? And that's that. And then I do the lovely thing where I scoot to one of the sides. This side sometimes, the other side other times. And I just give you my predictions. I will also be doing over and under. So, again, I'm not going to say that I'm good at it. Especially against the spread, I was, 44% spread pick. So over under, I would imagine I'm probably going to do worse than. Because, you think one way with certain games and then the other happens. But some games are just blatantly obvious. Like the Rams-Chiefs game last year. Anyone who knew that game knew that it would be a high-scoring game. Wasn't the over at 60, I think? People knew that was going to be a high-scoring game. Some games you just know will be high-scoring ones. And I'm honestly not going to make a comment about the predictions I have scrolling over here because even I don't have them right now. Because I might change my mind while I'm talking. I can tell you this. I think Seattle beats Cincinnati by 20. Legitimately. I think they beat them by 20. But that's just my picks. And I was going Colts all the way, but Jacoby Brissett, good, but not great. And Chargers seem to be everyone's dream team pick. I have no faith in them, but I think the Chargers get away with this win. And then I have the Falcons beating the Vikings because I think the Vikings are a tad over it. I think they're an 8-8 team. But 9-7 might be pushing a little. If anyone who's saying they're going to win 10 games, I don't believe you. I don't agree with you. I don't. I mean, I could be wrong. Trust me. I've been wrong plenty of times. This is my 4th year doing that. I've been wrong plenty of times with predictions. But I do not think the Vikings will make the playoffs. I'm up and down on the Bears because there's a good probability they'll be like the Jags last year, or the Jags the previous year, or whatever chronologically we're going to say this. But I'm going to give them benefit of the doubt now. So there's that, and yeah. And if Green Bay does win, it's going to be because some bullshit happens where Aaron Rodgers gets the last second touchdown, and all of a sudden he's the greatest ever. Woo! Before inevitably failing in other games. I don't know. Don't let my personal feelings get in the way of what you believe. I'm also biased, so I think Denver's going to win a lot of games too. I almost want to make that bet. Who wants to make that? If Flacco plays all 16 games with Denver, I think they win more than the Vikings. And Denver even plays Minnesota. Who wants to take that challenge with me? Do I truly believe that? I'm up and down. But I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota went 8-8 and Denver went 9-7. Even if Minnesota beated Denver. Whatever. That's that. We will now talk fantasy. I'll have a scrolling down of my drafts. I've also posted them on all social medias. The season is young. The season is bright. And that'll be all. And for those who haven't been aware of, I have officially canceled my Pick'em League for the $100 gift card to Fanatics, solely based because we did not get enough people. I didn't want to do it with like 2 or 3, especially if I was going to win by a landslide. So it was Gio and Travis for those who wanted to join. So I didn't want to. Next year we'll try again. I'm really hoping for more people to join next year, because I do want to do this for you people, because I want to be in the giving spirit, because by the time this ends it would be around the holidays, so I do want to be in the giving spirit. So keep that in mind for next year, and enjoy the games, everyone. That's all I'm going to say for now. Welcome back to the NFL's 100th season. I hope you enjoy. You want a Super Bowl pick, don't you? I took the Saints last year. I was very tempted to take the Bears again take the Bears this year, but I'm up and down, so I'll go with the Saints again. And New England, because KC still doesn't have much of a defense, and New England seems to BS their way. I wanted to take the Colts. I really wanted to take the Colts, but they're gone. Don't trust Chargers. Don't trust anyone from the North. It's whatever. And I'm also predicting. And if you want to know any of my other predictions or questions, or what do you think I think will happen this season, again, ask me on Twitter or ask me in the comment section. I will gladly answer any football questions you have. Thank you all for tuning in. I better go catch the baby before she runs out the door, because now she can open doors. Right? You can open doors and make messes and cause problems. Yes. What do you have? Just your hand. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. She can wave now. Catch you all in the next video. Hopefully I'm right. Deuces.